Now, it was a little darker than normal this morning. It was because of the first partial eclipse of the sun in almost a year and a half. Well, Wendy Hurrell was with some astronomers in Greenwich while it happened.
Well, there is an excited group of people here at the Royal Observatory in Greenwich because they're looking up through telescopes and safely at a little nibble that's been taken out of the sun, which is actually the moon's shadow. It's a partial solar eclipse this morning, and so many people have come to take a look.
Wow!
Have a look at that. That's the sun.
An awesome and wondrous half-term activity. Thank you, Sun and Moon. If you missed it, you can watch it back on the Royal Observatory Greenwich YouTube page. And we'll have more fun, free ideas for you in our 6:30 programme this evening.
Mother Nature's magic, a solar phenomenon visible right here in London. The partial eclipse, where the moon blocks out part of the sun, was watched by experts from the Royal Observatory in Greenwich.
Well, it's a rather nice afternoon here in Downing Street. This morning there was a partial solar eclipse, and let's get a weather forecast with more on that with Stav Danaos.
Thanks very much, Ben. A good afternoon to you. Yes, of course, if you heard Ben there was a partial solar eclipse across the UK this morning, and the weather's been pretty kind for that. You can see where we've had clear spells with some hazy sunshine at times. This is where we've seen some of the best weather watcher photos of this eclipse. I've got a number of them behind me. This one taken in Staffordshire. The clouds there actually used as the filter. A great one here in Monmouthshire of an aeroplane just flying at the right time of capture there. And this darker, moodier one, obviously using a filter, shows the eclipse there in Inverness in the Highlands. Now, for the rest of this week, it's staying mild. We will have bouts of wet and windy weather interspersed with days like we've had today with quite a bit of sunshine around. It's going to feel very mild both by day and by night.
Hello there, good afternoon to you. The weak ridge of high pressure today, our weather relatively settled. It should be mostly dry through this afternoon, but I think any sunshine could appear quite hazy.
Hello, good evening. Another mild or even warm day today. It's set to get a touch warmer through tomorrow. We're going to continue to see this feed of warm air from the south. That's being driven by these low pressure systems here. They're forming nearby. These are not the sort that trundle their way across the Atlantic, and they'll continue to do so into the weekend. All of that is being driven by this big kink in the jet stream.
Hi Rita, the weather was eclipsed by the eclipse today because it has been one of the quieter weather days we've had for quite some time, though we have rain back into southwest England and Wales at the moment, and as the week goes on it'll be more blustery than it has been today. It'll still be very mild, and there will be rain at times. I have to say, for many areas, a lot of the rain will be timed for the overnight period rather than falling during the day.
Hello Riz, good evening to you. We'll start this evening's forecast with a couple of photos sent in by some of our weather watchers. So, a bit of rain overnight last night, bit damp and soggy underfoot this morning, but we had some decent spells of sunshine coming through, so not a bad start to our Tuesday morning, but that sunshine did appear quite hazy through the afternoon as cloud amounts increased. And we do have an area of low pressure sat to the west of the UK that's really drawing in quite mild air from the far south.
Good evening to you. Staying blustery as the week wears on. Those winds picking up a touch in the next few days. A good deal of cloud with rain moving on in the next few hours, and all the while staying mild for this point in the autumn.